Assalamu alaikum. My name is Abiha Tariq and I am a subject specialist at Tabir Academy. Here at Tabir Academy, we are trying to prepare you and give you overview of the topics that are included in the syllabus by PMC for the MDCAT preparation. PMC, that is Pakistan Medical Commission, has given a list of topics that are essential for the preparation of the chemistry subject. So we are going to look at the topics and then we will be moving forward to our today's topic. Content list for chemistry is Introduction to Fundamental Concepts of Chemistry, Atomic Structure, Gases, Liquids, Solids, Chemical Equilibrium, Reaction Kinetics, Thermochemistry and Energetics of Chemical Reactions, Electrochemistry, Chemical Bonding, S&P block elements, Transition elements, Fundamental Principles of Organic Chemistry, Chemistry of Hydrocarbons, Alkyl Halides, Alcohols and Phenols, Aldehydes and Ketones, Carboxylic acids, and macromolecules. So these are the 19 topics that we are going to prepare for the MDCAT. Now let's move forward to today's topic, that is Fundamental Principles of Organic Chemistry. For this topic, हमने focus करना है classification of organic compound and isomerism. And if we are done with these topics, तो हमारी preparation complete हो जाएगी for this particular topic. हमारे learning objectives हैं कि at the end of the topic, we should be able to define organic chemistry and organic compounds, classify them on their structural basis. Are they branched? Are they alicyclic, straight chained, or are they in a ring? Hetero है उनके अंदर functional group या फिर वो जो सा है complete carbon का ring है. So all this according to the structure. So जब हम structure की बात कर रहे हैं तो functional group is very important because functional group is the one that determines कि ये कौन सा compound है. Isomerism and उसकी type. Isomerism होता क्या है और कितने type का isomerism होता है, so हम उसका एक छोटा सा overview करेंगे. Classification of organic compounds में there are two classes. One is open chain or acyclic. Acyclic means this is not a cycle. Closed chain or cyclic compounds. Open chain or acyclic compounds. The compounds contain an open chain of atoms and they are further divided into straight chain compounds or branched chain compounds. So straight chain mein we have butane and one butene. Butane means there is no double bond and butene means there is one double bond. So uske baad we have branched chain. इसमें है हमारे पास 2,2-dimethyl propane. So this is a propane because it has and this is 2,2-dimethyl because यहाँ पे second के साथ हमारे पास functional groups लगे हुए हैं. उसी तरह हमारे पास है 2-methyl butane. Closed chain or cyclic compounds. These are very easy. You may have heard about aromatic compounds. So cyclic compounds are also aromatic compounds sometimes. The compounds which contain a ring of atoms, mostly carbon atoms. So the carbon atom is the ring is mostly composed of carbon atoms. There are two types. Homocyclic means सबके सब जो ring के अंदर जहाँ से ring originate हो रहा है उसको आप इस corner से देखें या उस corner से देखें कहीं से भी देखें तो it is going to be carbon. उसके बाद है heterocyclic. Cycle तो है एक ring तो बन रहा है but उसके दरमियान में एक non-carbon atom भी होगा. It can be nitrogen, it can be sulfur, it can be oxygen. ठीक है. सबसे पहले homocyclic compounds. The compounds in which the ring is formed of carbon atoms are called homocyclic or carbocyclic compounds. वो further divided होते हैं alicyclic compounds में, aromatic compounds में. Alicyclic compounds होते हैं कि अगर आप इस ring को open करोगे तो it resembles a straight chain. ठीक है, जैसा हमने पीछे पढ़ा ब्यूटेन या 2-butene. So अगर आप इसको straight करो तो it can resemble a straight chain. इसको कहते हैं alicyclic compounds. यहाँ पे बताया है कि alicyclic compounds can be saturated or they can be unsaturated as well. So saturated alicyclic compounds का formula है CnH2n. Unsaturated compounds जिनके अंदर एक डबल बॉन्ड होगी उसका फॉर्मूला है CnH2n-2 और जो डबल बॉन्ड है इसका है CnH2n-4. ओके, हमारे पास एग्जांपल्स हैं साइक्लोब्यूटेन, साइक्लोहेक्सीन, एंड साइक्लोहेक्साडाइईन, इसके अंदर दो डबल बॉन्ड्स हैं। एरोमेटिक कंपाउंड्स which contain at least one benzene ring, जैसे कि I just talked about this here कि जो aromatic compounds होते हैं उनका benzene ring होता है C6H6, that is the basic formula of benzene, and उसके derivatives जो होते हैं वो भी aromatic compounds होते हैं, means they have an aroma, उनसे खुशबू आती है, so we call them aromatic compounds. This is a property of benzene derivative rings. इसमें मोनोसाइक्लिक भी होते हैं कि वन बेंजीन रिंग होगा, और ये पॉलीसाइक्लिक भी हो सकते हैं कि इसमें 2 और मोर बेंजीन रिंग्स होंगे। यहाँ पे हमारे पास एग्जांपल है बेंजीन 1 रिंग, टोलुइन 1 रिंग एंड देयर इज अनदर फंक्शनल ग्रुप, फिनोल 1 रिंग एंड अ फंक्शनल ग्रुप, बेंजल्डिहाइड 1 रिंग एंड अ फंक्शनल ग्रुप, नाइट्रोबेंजीन इसमें भी एक ही बेंजीन रिंग है। उसके बाद विल लुक एट नेप्थलीन, इसमें दो बेंजीन रिंग है, बाइफिनाइल 2 बेंजीन रिंग है, एंथ्रासीन 3 benzene ring है। Now come to heterocyclic compounds. Heterocyclic compounds we have discussed earlier कि heterocyclic में एक atom जो सा है that is going to be not of the carbon family. So it can be nitrogen, which is called pyridine. It can be pyrrole, which can be NNH, furan, O, thiophene, sulfur. Okay. And ये भी aromatic हैं क्योंकि they also make a shape of benzene. Heteroatom, the atom other than carbon is the ring, is called heteroatom. Typical heteroatoms are nitrogen, sulfur and oxygen. So this is the list of functional groups. Functional groups are the groups that give the property to the organic compound कि एक प्रॉपर्टी जो है वो फंक्शनल ग्रुप की वजह से आती है। फंक्शनल ग्रुप कहाँ पे है, फंक्शनल ग्रुप किस तरह एक्ट करता है। सो हमारे पास कुछ एग्जांपल्स आई एम गोइंग टू टॉक विद यू। दिस इज हेलाइड, दिस इज thiol, sulfide, nitrile, CHO, aldehyde, 2 C and फिर एक oxygen, that is a ketone. Ether में the oxygen is in between and 2 carbons are on the side. Halide X is the halogen. So you have to memorize all these functional groups and what is their scientific name and what is their common name. Now let's move forward to our next topic, that is isomerism. Isomerism can be divided into stereoisomerism or structural isomerism. So we're going to talk about this. Isomerism, 2 or more compounds. Iso means same. So 2 compounds जिनका molecular formula तो same होगा लेकिन their structure is going to be different. So we are going to study about different type of isomers. Butane molecule can have 2 different arrangements. This is straight chain, this is branched. इनका अगर हम molecular formula देखेंगे, so there are 4 carbons, there are also 4 carbons. तो हमारे पास molecular formula तो same होगा but उसका structure formula different होगा. As the number of carbon atoms in hydrocarbon increases, possible isomers rapidly increase. So अगर हमारे पास कम carbon atoms हैं तो isomers भी कम होंगे. अब जैसे ही कार्बन एटम्स बढ़ते जाते हैं आइसोमर्स आल्सो इंक्रीज बिकॉज हमारे पास पॉसिबिलिटीज ज्यादा हो जाती हैं कि वो किस तरह कार्बन एटम्स अपने आप को अरेंज कर सकते हैं. सो टाइप्स ऑफ आइसोमेरिज्म, इसमें हमारे पास है स्ट्रक्चरल आइसोमेरिज्म एंड जियोमेट्रिकल आइसोमेरिज्म. स्ट्रक्चरल आइसोमेरिज्म arises due to difference in the arrangement of carbon atoms within the molecule. Structural isomerism is not confined to hydrocarbons only. All classes of organic compounds and their derivatives show the phenomenon of isomerism. We are going to study about structural isomerism in detail. There are 5 different ways कि structure कैसे change होता है. The chain isomerism. The type of isomerism arises due to the difference in the nature of the carbon chain. This is a straight chain. So pentane हमारे पास है C5H12. This is a straight chain. उसके बाद this is a branched chain, that is isopentane, and this is another arrangement that is called neopentane. Molecular formula सबका same है but structure formula सबका different है. Position isomerism, जो हमारा functional group है, if it attaches to position 1, so उस लिहाज से change होगा. If it attaches to position 2, according to that. For example, हमारे पास है chloropropane. Here the chlorine is attached, that is a halogen, it is attached to this carbon, so 1 chloropropane. It is attached to the second carbon, so 2 chloropropane. इसी तरह हमारे पास है 1 butene, हमारे पास जो डबल बॉन्ड है दैट इज बिटवीन दीज टू कार्बन्स, एंड हमारे पास है 2 ब्यूटीन दैट इज बिटवीन दीज टू कार्बन्स। सो इसलिए हमारे पास है प्रोपेनोल, OH is the functional group. This is attached with the first carbon, so 1 propanol, and this is attached with the second, so this is 2 propanol. Functional group isomerism. अब हमारे पास molecular formula तो same है, but when we look at the arrangement, तो we'll realize कि functional group थोड़ा different है. इसी में हमारे पास basically main आ जाते हैं aldehydes and ketones. Carbonyl functional group के different isomers. The compounds have the same molecular formula, but the different functional groups said to exhibit functional group isomerism. For example, यहाँ हमारे पास है dimethyl ether. Ether में oxygen is in between और उसकी side पे 2 carbons होते हैं. So dimethyl ether, 2 carbons, 1 oxygen and 6 hydrogens. Here we are looking at ethyl alcohol. When there is an OH at the end of the branch, it is called alcohol. So हमारे पास 2 carbons, हमारे पास 6 hydrogen and 1 OH. So the molecular formula is same, but the arrangement makes it different, and हमारे पास different ही functional groups आ गए, जिसकी वजह से name भी different हो जाएगा. So aldehydes and ketones are of same type. यहाँ पे हम एक example देखेंगे. CH3 CH2 CHO, that makes it an aldehyde. CH3 C double bond O CH3, that is the ketone. सेम हियर, अगर हमारे पास जो कार्बन है वो 2 कार्बन के साथ और एक डबल बॉन्ड O के साथ अटैच्ड है तो फिर उसको कीटोन कहते हैं. अगर जो कार्बन है वो एक डबल बॉन्ड और एक OH और एक कार्बन के साथ अटैच है तो दैट इज कॉल्ड एन एल्डिहाइड. Metamerism. This type of isomerism arises due to shifting in the position of non-terminal functional group. So ethers, esters, ketones show this metamerism. Example हमारे पास है CH3 CH2 O CH2 CH3. This is called diethyl ether. अब हमारे पास क्या है कि this is ether, this is also ether, but the position of O is changed. इसी तरह this is going to be diethyl ketone. This stays a ketone. This is also a ketone, but हमारे पास the position of this carbon and double bond O changes. Here it is at the 3rd position. Here it is at the 2nd position. Tautomerism. This type of isomerism arises due to shifting of proton from one atom to another in the same molecule. So mostly tautomerism happens when 2 isomers exist at a equilibrium and they keep shifting from one to the other, from one form to the other due to favorable conditions or other possible reasons. This type of isomerism arises. So इसके अंदर है propanone और यहाँ पे हमारे पास एग्जाम्पल दी हुई है और यहाँ पे हमारे पास दूसरा देखें तो उसका सेम टू सेम है हमारे पास जैसा मॉलिक्यूलर फॉर्मूला, बट इट इज डिफरेंट इन द स्ट्रक्चर. ओके, एथेनॉल एंड इथेनॉल. अब इथेनॉल मीन्स कि यहाँ पे इथीन मीन्स यहाँ पे डबल बॉन्ड है, ठीक है. सो CH3 C डबल बॉन्ड OH CH2 C double bond OH, and so the bond changes or the hydrogen or the proton moves from one carbon from one atom to the other, जिसकी वजह से bonding में changes आ सकते हैं. So the bond moves from one place to the other या proton moves from the one place to the other. So this is called tautomerism. Geometrical isomerism, such compounds which possess the same structural formula. फॉर्मूला सेम होगा लेकिन फंक्शनल ग्रुप जो है उसकी पोजीशन डिफरेंट होती है. फंक्शनल ग्रुप भी सेम है बट द पोजीशन इज डिफरेंट. इसके लिए हमारी कंडीशंस क्या हैं कि हमें डबल बॉन्ड चाहिए, दैट इज बिटवीन 2 कार्बन देयर शुड बी अ डबल बॉन्ड, और जो 2 ग्रुप्स हैं कार्बन के साथ अटैच वो डिफरेंट होने चाहिए. फॉर एग्जाम्पल अगर यहाँ पे H है और यहाँ पे भी H होता, यहाँ पे भी H है और यहाँ पे भी H होता, तो we could not even differentiate between the functional group that is changing the position. So हमारे पास functional group different होना चाहिए जो कार्बन से attach होता है. So CH3CH double bond C CH3CH. So if both the functional groups are adjacent to each other, एक दूसरे के आमने सामने हैं, so this is called cis. If they are opposite to each other, so this is called ट्रांस. इसी तरह हमारे पास 2 पेंटीन की एग्जांपल है सिस एंड ट्रांस में. इसी तरह हमारे पास 1 ब्रोमो 2 क्लोरोप्रोपीन की एग्जांपल है सिस एंड ट्रांस. इफ यू नोटिस तो सब कार्बन्स में दरमियान में डबल बॉन्ड है एंड दे हैव डिफरेंट फंक्शनल ग्रुप ऑन बोथ साइड्स. Conditions for geometric isomerism is restricted rotation is either due to double bond or cyclic structure. Different groups attached to the carbons having restricted rotation. So that was the topic for today. I hope you understood. And I hope we at Tabir Academy were able to clear the confusions that you had. Now, please go to Tabir Academy and check your knowledge by completing the MCQs and the exercises they have provided for you, and practice, practice, and practice, and best of luck.